Patrick only hits record after he takes his medicine. Does a little... Remember you used to call it jazz?
Yeah, man, because it's just... I know this ain't the music cast, baby, but I feel it in my bones.
Damn, Stanley was about to hit you with the fucking Parents from Footloose energy. You were in the middle of some fucking jazz, and he was like, what's that racket over there?
Yeah, he gets real John Lithgow-y.
I always said Stanley's a bit of a Lithgow.
Yeah, yeah, you did say that.
I did. How did you yes and no but my joke at the same time? It was actually like brilliant.
It's my only form of brilliance. I thank you.
Pat, the advancements you're making in improv technology.
I'm telling you right now, I know how to stop a bit by going, yes, I agree. Enough said.
I agree. No more jokes.
Let's not expand on that.
That's the funniest it'll get.
All right. Sorry.
Dude, fucking screaming in Italian voice. Guys,
yeah.
I don't know how many of you listen to both.
Ugh.
But
this is our commercial for
if there was ever an episode you want to get to the end of, it's this week's
Oh my
Drag
god.
Delay.
That was like I said, the funnest way. It felt like I could it almost gave me my podcast second wind, which I couldn't waste on that podcast because obviously we got research to do, you know.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was going to suggest for the other. What did I say it was going to be?
MMA. MM month.
Spoiler alert. Hey.
MM month.
Yeah, we're going to do MMA
month.
MMA.
First week of MMA month is we're glad John McCain's fucking dead.
Yeah, fucking enemy. He's an op. He's my luckiest op because he's dead already.
Dude, the whole fucking thing with the
Did you get in trouble for threatening a deceased senator?
Let's find out.
Yeah, John McCain.
No, I think actually to answer your question very seriously, I think it's if we give like direct orders.
Oh yeah.
No, if I were to make a joke and say, go dig up John McCain and fuck his mouth.
But don't.
If I were to make that joke, it's literally, have you ever seen the Whitest Kids You Know sketch?
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally that. He was just like, yeah, so it's super illegal for me to say, I think you should kill the president. If I said that, that'd be so illegal, but I don't think you should do that.
Yeah. By the way, that's how you yes and you stop the bit in its tracks. You just go, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was the shoot the president. I thought you were going to be like, I don't want to riff anymore, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I want to threaten a world leader.
I'm kidding.
No, that's, guys.
I would never suggest killing the president. I'm not in the CIA.
We just want to make fun of Italians and their voices and their dumb thoughts.
Yeah, it was real good Italian voices at the end of Dragon.
I don't even know if the Ramones are Italian. Is Ramon an Italian name?
Super Italian. No, they might be. I think it's a little mix. I think some of them are Jewish.
Everybody loves Ramon.
Welcome to No More Heroes.
How do you get that out? That was the end of that first wind.
I mean, it's the process of yes-anding, stream of consciousness.
Yes.
Yes. And
yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm actually yes-anding.
I'm a baker.
Oh, I was gonna say. I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna say.
What was the great thing that you wanted to start the podcast with?
I was saying I'm like.
I didn't mean to sound so condescending.
No. It's, you know what it is with, and this kind of correlates to like the Mormon stuff we're talking about.
We're talking
today,
Mormons,
right?
Yeah. Yes.
This is the right week to
Mormons.
do Mormons.
Yes. He's extra researched.
I watched an extra hour of YouTube videos. The religion month has been a weird thing in the process of researching.
It's helped you bond with your father as well.
What?
Didn't you say your dad started watching the show because we started talking about religion?
Oh yeah, and then dude, his complaint. I don't know if it was specifically religion, but he said our back and forth was good. To this day, he's like, Andrew, watch the curse words. He was also He was like cracking me up where he was like, yeah, I think he's like, some people might get turned off by stuff like that or get offended. And then I'm just remembering clips we've put out where like it's me just from Drag the Lake, me just going, Primus fucking sucks.
Yeah, Primus is fucking the worst band ever.
Yeah.
And we just do that for like a minute and a half.
It's like, you know pretty quickly if you like me or not.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but there's like with all this religious shit, I find
Language.
What?
Language. Come
Sorry,
on.
religious stuff.
Father's watching.
Cunt. No, with a lot of this religious shit, I gotta be honest, I'm over the fucking stories.
Yeah, this is a fucking crazy story.
With every fucking story, there's always a guy who's like, actually, there's no evidence. It's like, yeah, can we just get like the stories probably didn't happen.
This guy, one of the main sources I used was like this YouTube video and it was a former Mormon. I think it was a Mormon.
Johnny Harris?
Yeah. I didn't catch his name. I'll actually look at my
White boy?
Oh, definitely Mormon.
White boy?
Do they have black Mormons? Siri?
Siri? Google black Mormons. Grok, take your shirt off. That'd be a funny move every time you Google a picture.
Shirt off.
You're like, Grok, give it a big cock.
Croc, cock. Johnny Harris, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched because he had like a two-parter.
It was a extensive thing, and like he was doing the thing. So is he a foreman?
Foreman?
Yeah, is he foreman?
He's a foreman.
A foreman?
Yeah.
Because he's like every once in a while he'll be like, and you have to understand, like when you're hearing this and you're in the religion, I mean you're bought in, and it's just like. This is one of the crazier parts. I mean, there's a part in this religion, spoiler alert, where they're like, hold on in Ohio. Because this is, you know what? That's actually New Jerusalem, Ohio. And you're like, what? Well, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a thing where, like, if any religion is telling you to stay in Ohio, it does not have your best interest in mind.
Well, you know what's funny too, like, and also too, where they use scripture and biblical shit.
Yeah,
that's my favorite thing about the Zionists, because like you see the Ted Cruz interview with Tucker Carlson, where he's like, the Bible says we need to support Israel, and that's why I send billions of dollars every year to their government.
Yeah,
and it's like, they just picked that name, right?
Yeah,
it hadn't been called Israel. They just picked the name and they were like, let's call that fucking Israel. But yeah, no, it is funny how, like, so sort of relating it back to the Mormon shit, it is funny of like the ebb and flow to the prophecy.
Yeah.
Because wasn't it because they're settled in Utah. They end up settling in Utah.
Yeah.
And they were like, the prophecy tells us that the Holy Land is Utah. And they're like, the government's basically was like, well, you can't go to Utah. And they're like, well, the prophecy has just told me it can be Ohio.
And also is it Ohio? Yeah. Oh, wait. So yeah, it does. The story in this one is, it's almost like so the Mormon one feels so similar to Scientology. All due respect to if you watch Drag Lake Wrestlers.
All due respect to people we don't want to sue us.
Literally everybody that like it. But I mean. The story of Joseph Smith. Oh, it's my wife. I was like, what? We all reacted, and we all reacted in probably the fattest way ever. Like that, we all just went. I'm not gonna turn my head to toe. Oh, I can't just turn my body.
She's like, okay, she's pulling out lettuce, spaghetti sauce.
No, there's no spaghetti sauce. Well, Stanley just fell off it.
Fat idiot.
Yeah. He just fell off the windows. Ran to his fucking mommy.
Oh, fucking dumbass.
But it just has because it has the con man feel. And yeah. Andy, I'm gonna have a little sidebar with you. Come over here. Do you know what con man stands for?
Wait.
Get over here.
What's up, Pat?
You know what con man stands for?
Continental man?
No. Confidence man.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
And if there is a title that strikes the least amount of confidence in me, it is Confidence Man. You know me, I'm Confidence Man.
That's like,
and it's just like one of those things that, who are you telling, pal? Me
that's
or
like
you?
How I go to my wife and I go, my nickname is 8-inch penis boy.
Yes, just like, you can't just say the thing you want to be good at. Yeah, you're just like, I'm Cook Man. Like it's like, what do? I'm Cook. I am Cook.
Give me a hand job, lad.
I say my title. I'm Confidence. So he has, and Joseph Smith was born in 1805 to a very religious mother and a very not religious father. And at this time, this is near the beginning, the early stages of the United States of America.
Dude, I was going to say, before I realized Scientology was such a big thing, I was like, 1805 feels like the cutoff of when you can make a new religion right now.
And honestly, I think it's like, at that time, it was booming.
Yeah.
Like the new religion. So it's so funny because what America was founded on was the escape from religious persecution. So we talked about this a little bit in the Vatican episode about like the Protestants' whole existence, and warring with the Catholics was strictly based on a rule change about divorce. Mm-hmm. That is a whole new religion was born from essentially the same book, but just a couple of fucking redaction. What do they call it? And like they just had a couple
scribble.
Yeah, an amendment.
Little asterisk.
There's a couple, asterisk amendments in this this whole thing where they're just like, now you can get divorced, and now you're not Catholic, but now you're Protestant, and then all the Catholics were like, well, you have to die. so it's like the same idea. They escape that, which makes sense, and then they get here, and within a matter, but within like 15 years or so, or 25 years, they're like, well, let's just create a whole mess of new religions, and these are a lot more personalized religions.
A lot of them are like Christianity offshoots and stuff.
They're personalized. They're more personalized and more expressive religions. So like they're things where they're like, so it's funny.
There's just kids making. My new religion says I can stay up till midnight, Mom. Dude, it's like what all these are, where it's just
I can has a cookie before dinner.
Well, not to bury the lead or whatever the fucking term is, but like I was joking with Pat the other day. It's like the more I was looking into Mormonism, I was like, is this dude just really want to have 30 wives that fucking badly?
They're like hyper reformist religions. So like they're just like. They're Christianity, but I can stay up past 11. Like they're Christianity, but like
Christianity, but I can have 2 desserts.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the funniest thing is like they're talking about how expressive and how creative, and like it's almost like a religion. Boom, baby! Like these are where a whole bunch of religions are coming to.
They're like, we got religions in every form and every size. I can get you today out in a new religion with whatever you need.
It's exact. Like there is a religion for every person. Essentially, there's like something catered for everyone. Stanley,
hide your fucking ass.
Yeah.
Dude.
So there is also a really funny thing where treasure hunting in America was huge.
I heard about that.
So
yes,
treasure hunting was a huge thing. It was and they would use. Different way. So essentially they went away from religious persecution and then just went hog wild and essentially started using like Ouija board stones, seer stones, crystals, rods, visions through dreams are all methods that they used to find treasure and stuff like that. But Joseph Smith wasn't educated or religious, but he was an excellent treasure hunter.
Oh yeah.
Mainly by his word of mouth.
Well, that was a fucking.
He was the biggest treasure hunter. He was essentially trumping it. He would just going like, well, "I'm the best treasure hunter."
Actually, my treasure, I had way more treasure than the last candidate.
My last treasure hunt, I was like, "Wow, look at all this treasure!"
All this treasure. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I looked around and everyone said, "Wow, we've never seen so much treasure."
Yeah, this is the OG.
Dude, and it's good you pointed out that the dude was kind of like fucking dumb because later, doesn't he like go off into the forest and just like fucking write it all down, and everyone was like, bro, you can't like read. How'd you do that?
He had multiple scribes.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Once I found out multiple scribes, I'm like, oh, so he is a confidence man. Because he is definitely saying this shit. And then at some point, one of these guys is like, can I just look at it? And he's just like, no. He's just
what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell? You can't fucking... No,
stop.
I told you.
God told me to hold on to this and no one else.
Moroni said for mine eyes only. Bye-bye.
I'm going to get in so much fucking trouble. Don't touch it.
Yeah, you can't look at this, okay?
God, but also, can I fuck your wife?
I'm in the prophecy.
I'm in the prophecy, and the prophecy says shut up.
In the spring of 1820, Joseph gets curious about religion. So he's 15? No. Yeah, he's 15 years old at this point. And he gets starts interested in religion. He doesn't find answers he wants in the church, but he goes into the forest and prays to God for direction. He sees a light, which is God, and his son telling him no religion is correct. He would have to lead people to the correct religion. This is known as the first vision. So, right off the bat, you got an opportunistic time.
Yeah.
Where
Lots of treasure.
Lots of treasure. He is not a religious man, admittedly. Not a smart man, admittedly. And also a great treasure hunter, admittedly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everything is his word of mouth. And, like, he's already honest about two of those things. But the third thing, he's just like, but I'm a great treasure hunter. And you're like, you look like you're not. Because you don't have a lot of treasure, bro.
Yeah, you don't have that much treasure.
So he's like, oh, yeah? Well, all you guys are actually wrong about religion. I'm going to go
I went out to the forest and talked to God, and he said you're all gay.
all by myself. And guess what? He showed up to me in a light, and he said to me, you're actually going to find the true one. You ready for this? And guess what? You're already in the right place.
Yeah. Also, God said size doesn't matter. That's how you use it.
1823. 3 years later, he's 18 by now. Joseph still hasn't told anyone about his chat with the holy duo, but he is awoken by an angel coming to visit him. You know who it is?
Who?
Moroni.
Moroni? What's he up to?
Well, he is the angel depicted at the top of the temple. If you ever see every Mormon temple where they go to worship, you're going to see this Joker.
Big ska guy.
Yeah, loves it.
He's like, Joseph, these tablets, you have to pick them up. Sorry.
He's playing the trumpet and facing east. I don't know why. I guess they like east. Telling him the second coming of Jesus is real, and he would have to tell people about it. This is when he mentions a stack of gold plates. Moroni is telling Joseph Smith there's a stack of gold plates and a special translator. That this begins Joseph's transition from treasure hunter to translator, truth seeker is what I like to call him, or better yet, prophet. And now, you know what? We're not allowed to draw him.
We can't draw
He's a prophet now. You can't draw the prophet. You know that.
Well, no.
No. It's not. You think it's just Muhammad. It's
Isn't it
any
just
prophet.
Muhammad rules?
Nope. You can't. If you make a profit on a certain investment, you're not even allowed to draw that.
You know, you're like, how much did you make? You're like, I can't tell you.
Bro, don't start with me.
If I tell you, I'll have to stab you with my curvy sword.
So this is when we're talking. This is when we're talking about. All of his interactions so far have been just between him, God, and God's son.
He's like
Jesus.
Kel Mitchell from Mystery Men Superpower.
Yes. Yeah.
It only happens when you're not
looking. It only happens when nobody's looking. So like he goes, he's awoken by Moroni, and Moroni tells him there's a stack of gold plates in the woods with this little translator thing. You go ahead. I'm going to tell you exactly where it is. You go get that, and you're going to have to translate this for the people so that nobody else can see it. It's just you. So he's like, all right.
Also, you can't read.
Yeah.
And write.
Yeah, you can't read or write.
Also, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
But boy, are you confident, man.
So nobody else is allowed to see the plates. He would use the tool provided by Moroni.
He never showed the plates to anyone ever?
No, he would not show the plates to anybody. So he would only dictate the plates to a scribe. Which he ended up going through multiple scribes. And I think that's probably because it got to a point where they're like, what are you saying?
Yeah, they're like, okay. This guy's retarded.
It really says that? And he's just like, no, you shouldn't steal my Diet Coke.
Do you want to change it back?
Do you want to go back to the regular thing?
I didn't know if you were done with the...
You don't want to talk to Moroni some more?
Bring Moreau back. More. I know you want to talk to more guys. That's what I fucking started to stutter and I go, call back gay.
Lean on gay. No, there was a.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were still showing.
No, there's a weird thing where like I'm sure there's probably something like similar to like maybe it got to the wife part with some certain ones and they're just like, bro, what? And he's just like, okay, maybe I got to ease into it again. Like, I got to go do it. Because the final thing comes out to, what is it? Fuck. I can't find the, 588 page Book of Mormon. So 588 pages of translations.
That's a decent length.
Translations that nobody else heard.
Yeah.
Nobody else saw. Nobody else was able to do anything except for just listen to what he was saying out of... Oh, yeah. Also, another method that he would use, he would using the translation tool provided to him by the Angel Moroni, but also he was using his old seer stone. Also, that turns out it actually worked as well. He just put that in a hat. And then he would look into that, and he could actually hear what the stones were. He had an audiobook version of it. Dude, he did it the same way we do, where we're like, well, like, is there a podcast on it? Or
he's like, dude, I got all...
He's like laying on a couch just with the hat over his head.
He's like, what's the difference?
Like,
I got all the info.
And like, I don't know, man, like, I gotta wear this special underwear and shit. Like, it's like...
He's like, do you mind coming over here? I like to do these while I do the dishes. It weirdly like helps me concentrate.
He's like sitting there and he's like just talking to his seeker or his scribe, and he's just like, you ever heard of soaking? Yeah, like soaking, dude. Like that's God would be cool with that.
He's like, I'm not getting any
he's like, do you want me to put that in the book? He's like, no, don't put that in the book.
That is probably one of his moves where he's like, no one should get pussy.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get a bunch of pussy.
Yeah. What if I got all?
Can you write
pussy?
that down?
Yeah. Just like put it in a just
put
write
it
it down.
there. Like I get like a bunch of wives, and they like fucking. They all got fucking big titties. They push it together.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking sick, dude.
So nobody else is allowed to see the plates using the tool. Also, sometimes he wouldn't even use the stones. He would use he would have them in another room. That's what it was, and use a seer stone from the treasure hunting in his hat, and claim to be able to get translation from the plates as well as other visions.
Yeah.
So he's using that in his hat to be like, oh my God, they didn't even tell me about this. I just figured it out.
Dude, can you imagine him using
He's such a, all due respect to everybody, bad con man. Like this is the this is
Can you
this
imagine
is a
him
level
using his hat at like Wingstop, and he's just like, I just looked into the stone and it said you need to give me extra ranch.
Yeah, he doesn't even use it for a free order. He just
he was like,
and you can't charge me for my sodas.
I actually looked into the prophecy, and it said I can get 3 different types of wings, even though the deal is for only 2 different types.
Split it up however you want. I just give me 1 extra wing of lemon pepper. I don't care.
It's like, no, I can actually get 2.
He's like, hold on. Yeah, yes, I can.
That's such a funny move. He's like, wait, give me 1 second.
Oh, 1 second.
Actually, it said large is the same price as medium.
I hate to say it. Oh man, you're gonna feel like a real jerk right now. Wrong again.
You kicking me out?
Turns out,
what's that, Lord?
I haven't had enough.
What's that, Lord? Yeah, he said, you don't know how many bad Yelp reviews I could possibly give.
You have no idea how many followers I have.
Can you imagine? Do you know who I am? That's what God said. Do you know who I fucking am?
Yeah, I know him and his son. Okay. Ever heard of Moroni? No? Well, wait a couple years. I'm going to have this book. It's going to blow your fucking lights out.
Yeah, yeah. I got the Secrets to the Universe 3 years ago, and I just sat on it.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Oh, sorry. That was your mom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. How'd you get pictures of his mom's
Oh, my
tits?
God. Stop, dude. Oh, my God. He's right here. I can't get a boner with his mom.
Come on, dude.
Oh, my God. After going through a couple scribes.
I just talked to God. He said, homo says what? And after he says, he's looking at him like, and he's like, I've heard that before. Can you please get out of this Wingstop? Can you get out of this 18?
Defying God, I see. Okay.
Can you please leave this
Guess I'm a Wingstop guy. Yeah.
Can you please leave this Wingstop in 1820?
Guess I'm going to B-dubs. I'll take my hat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Buffalo Wild Wings is showing the fight anyway. So after a couple of scribes and blending the religious themes that were popular at the time, as well as treasure hunting, Also popular, Joseph Smith dictated
Can I say this
the
about treasure hunting?
588-page Book of Mormon. What?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Treasure hunting, I would argue, is always popular. It's just you guys got all the fucking treasure.
Well, that was like a job at the time.
Yeah,
that was the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So, like, like how they're like,
Were they really treasure hunting, or it's just like, let's
they're just
steal
looking
from the Indians?
Yeah, they're looking on the ground and decimating tribes.
They're like, what if we
Whoa,
stole?
look at the.
What if we stole these Indians' property?
They're holding up a baby and they're just like, treasure? And they're like, no. Come on, man.
You guys got any gold in this? And
Yeah.
they're like, no. And he's like, okay.
Is this your money? I got so much in there. It's not money? Okay, never mind.
Oh my God. Look at all that treasure. There's just so many people around it. I'll have to get through them.
How am I going to discover all this treasure? I use a stone.
Guys, you're in the way of my hunt.
The way it was put in the video, by the way, I really liked was barely educated Joseph Smith finishes dictate. That's what I'm saying. Like, it really has it has a Trump vibe because like the digs at him are just like, this guy's a fucking idiot.
It's why I was talking to someone about this.
His thing is literally, no, I'm a prophet. No,
Dude,
stop.
No, and this is why it's like sometimes it's like I'm not trying to victim blame, but it's like it's like the people's fault.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's so many fucking good, well-meaning people in the world who just want a confidence man to tell them I have the answers.
Yeah.
They don't even care if it's like, and then they're like, what if the answers were disguised in the most retarded story you ever heard? And they're like, I just want a guy who's confident to tell me he has the answers.
What are you talking about, New Jerusalem?
What are you talking about? Oh!
Ohio.
Oh, you talking about how they talked about Ohio in the Bible, right? That's a Bible town, Ohio.
Oh, you know how God gave this whole entire story to one guy?
The retarded Italians from Drag the Lake have shown up.
Talking about Moroni?
What, you talking about Moroni? Oh, yeah, you do a little bit more in the forest than talking to Moroni. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, little fagoo or whatever the fucking word they would use.
Yeah, squadoosh.
Yeah, squadoosh.
Hey.
Hey.
Ouch.
Anyway.
I hurt my foot. For real.
I'm gonna go cheat on Carmella.
Oh, hey.
I'm gonna be so sad about
When
it.
you got a good bagoo?
What?
When you got a good bagoo? When you got a good bagoo?
I'm gonna impregnate this lady and kill her.
Not viewed by his peers as an educated or religious man, but now he has a whole new Bible claiming, what is this? Lamanites came over from Jerusalem and are the principal ancestors of Native Americans.
Oh yeah, that was
Which, by the way, they
like,
did amend later on to say that they were among the ancestors. But it is funny to say that at any point that they're like, the Jewish people are actually the first Native Americans. So we're just taking it back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I made him sound drunk. They don't drink,
I
but
can be honest. That is their move.
what?
It's just being like, this land was promised to me.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look in the Bible, people who believed in these things lived here. So
Yeah.
I get.
Wait. No, my Bible.
So I get.
Hold on. No. Hold on. Let me give you my Bible. See, it says right here, my Bible here.
So Palestinian from the 60s.
Yeah.
That's why I get your house.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, dickhead.
Read the fucking book,
Should have
stupid.
skimmed your holy book.
Read
a
the
little
book
bit
I
better.
wrote, stupid.
Stupid. God talked to me. He said you're a bitch.
April of 1830, Joseph and his Book of Mormon and his followers helped to start the official church. This is when Smith claims that he's having daily visions and conversations with God. This is when he also claims people are being, people being, quote, intelligences
What?
that were birthed from, quote, heavenly parents.
He called them intelligences?
Like, this is, again, we're getting back into the Scientology thing of, like, thetans and stuff.
Yeah.
You are an intelligence.
That's
You are
such
not
a-
a soul. You're an intelligence.
That's such a dumb guy trying to sound smart word.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you're just using smart-sounding words as a way to describe something and just to go like, you are a metamorphosis.
You're actually
What?
your a term for you is called a not right Joseph's wrong.
So-
You're wrong, Joseph's right. Not.
So intelligences are birthed from heavenly parents into, quote, spiritual children, sent down to earth to be birthed and to start an earthly family, like God had. They say that God had an earthly son, which was Jesus. Like he was like, he's got a wife. He's just God is just a person, essentially.
Interesting.
He's got a body. He's got a wife. He's got stuff. He's just a guy.
Just a fucking guy.
Just a fucking guy. He's just a guy that likes to fucking misfits and like
just
things the way they were in the 1950s. Okay.
Yeah. He's just a guy.
He just wants things not to be great again, but just like my mama's gravy.
We can't do the riff from the end of Drag the Lake again.
I know. I'm just doing it. I wanted to bring it. So essentially, okay. So the way I viewed it was like he kind of retconned American history and like religious history.
Yeah.
He
just hit him with a big old nuh-uh.
Same cast of characters, but just like alternate universe kind of
thing.
Yeah. Like
multiverse.
It's a lot of the same things, but also Moroni. Also, Moroni is pretty unique. That's a really cool name for an angel.
It's a solid name.
And for somebody to talk to.
That's so funny to use like fucking Into the Spider-Verse shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what if God was actually a pig?
And like you're still using the same idea of like you're a soul that was brought down to earth into a regular earthly body, to have an earthly family, to live on earth for a while, and then to go back. Like that's what it's kind of a thing of like, if you think about it, that's a way to explain existence to an uneducated, stupid person and have them grasp it in some way. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like you're just saying, this is what the life cycle is.
I will also say
you become a baby out of nowhere. Nobody knows how to explain it. It's from heaven. Okay, now anyway, you're here. You just be a good person so you can get back there one day, right? It'll be fun.
I also wonder too how many people, because like a big thing I was seeing with the Mormons back in the day with Joseph Smith when he was still alive, it was a lot of him being like, a lot of the Mormons, the like local government would be like, you guys got to knock all your bullshit off. And they're like, we'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many of the people who were like going along with Joseph Smith were true believers, or they were just like a people who didn't. I was like, I don't have a place, and he fucking buys us food all the time.
Yeah.
He has this fun little fucking story he's making up. I wonder how many of them were that.
It has so like the belief part of it and like the kind of like a lot of Mormons that you see, like there's Mormons depicted in like movies, like obviously Orgasmo, an old movie by Matt and Trey, who eventually did the Book of Mormon, the musical.
Were they Mormon or like?
I don't think so. I think maybe I don't know if there's a big contingency in Denver or Colorado where they grew up. But I think just in general, because they did the South Park episode where they dum like they explain it, because it's like you hear about this and you're like, this is crazy I mean there's so many different ways that this story's been told. Just straight up, like you do not have to pass any judgment. You could just say exactly what's happened, and and you could just go like, "This is crazy." That it just feels so. It's like you took Christianity and turned it into Scientology, and it's like, and you didn't have to do that. It was just Christianity. It's essentially he was ahead of his time. You know what I mean? Like he had this whole thing of like, he has a very creative imagination, because that's. Genuinely, I will say that nice thing about Joseph Smith, the worst confidence man ever, is actually the best. There's something about him, whether it be a charisma of somewhat, like even though everybody's was always like saying like they would never describe him as an educated man.
Yeah, like he's a dumbass, good. But he's good to have at the party.
Yeah, whatever it may be. So like. That is a good confidence man, but like he took his abilities and created an entire church. Yeah. Like he out of all of those. So that's. I
wonder if he had that same muscle as L. Ron Hubbard, where he was like, no time for a second draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he wasn't writing, but he lived his life in that way where he was like, I don't got time for a second draft. We just got to keep it moving.
So like exactly. There's got to be some kind of, there's definitely parts where you can be like, even for religion, this is kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like this is nuts. So I feel like the same way it makes me feel like the whole creation of Scientology is just kind of like this guy looking at Mormonism and just being like, damn, they believe that shit? Like, why don't I fucking spice this up with some fucking aliens, baby?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I'm already writing these
Oh,
books.
I got a Moroni too, but guess what? He's a fucking alien.
I will say Scientology is cooler. Kind of like the story. You got aliens and thetans and whatever.
But again, he's like, you're a life force. You know what I mean? You're a, what is it again? Damn it. You're an intelligence.
Yeah.
You're an intelligence, and then your intelligence becomes a thing, and you're a human
Calling
child.
them an intelligence is so hilariously stupid.
It's such a weird way to say soul. Like, you're just saying
Yeah.
soul. That's your, but those are, it's funny that there's so many, over all this time, we've done 12 weeks of Religious Week, and we have so many.
Did you say 12 weeks?
Yeah, it was exaggeration for comedy.
Has that been that long?
It's fucking
Don't
Mark
be a
over
fucking
here.
jerk.
It's fucking dick
This is
over
why
here.
people say shit about you.
This piece, everybody says, like, good shit.
No, like really bad shit. Yeah, I told him. He's annoying.
Oh my God, is it him?
Yeah, I told.
I can't hear what he's saying.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's still fat.
I was just talking to God.
Oh, sorry. I was just talking to God. What's going on?
But like
What are we doing? Jehovah's Witness?
he does have a, he has like, this is like, he's like the Tiger King of prophets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he stumbled into something big, and I don't think he necessarily knew what to do with it. And then but the fact that people take his word as gospel is nuts.
Dude, he's like
it is crazy to me.
It's like that meme, that scene from The Boys that turned into the meme where it's like Homelander, like when Homelander spazzed and killed those people, and then everyone started cheering for him, and he's like looking around like, wait, you guys are into this? It almost feels like Joseph Smith was like, wait, you guys fuck with this?
Yeah, he had no, like, he did it. Like, he came up with this whole story about, oh, it's actually this, and actually we were meant to come here because turns out this is where all the religious shit's going to happen. This is where the second coming is going, and you better be ready because, but like, anytime they're depicted in any kind of
Do you
media,
have the guy from Schoolhouse Rock tattooed on you?
yeah,
I never knew that.
that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've always had, that was like, actually, I think that was my first tattoo.
That's so fucking funny.
But there is like, they're always cheerful people. They're always good people. They're always like riding around on bikes. They got a nice little slick uniform. You ever seen Heretic? That recent one with Hugh Grant.
Yeah, that looked dumb. Was it good?
It was good. It was.
I thought the premise was like heavy-handed.
It's pretty.
You're gonna have to play a game to understand religion better,
but it is.
or you die.
It's more supernatural.
Oh, okay.
So like, it does get like a little bit crazy, but it's also like, oh, it's cool. It's not just like a normal. It's like refreshing crazy.
I just thought it was funny.
It's like refreshing sorcery.
I thought it was funny to be like, oh, I'm gonna do a test on you, and the girl's like, I'm just still delivering DoorDash, dickhead.
Yeah, yeah, literally.
Why
yeah.
me?
Well, they're Mormons, so they're going there.
Oh,
to
is that what it
preach.
was?
They're going there to preach, but it's something that he.
Let me teach you a lesson.
He's not Bane. Let me teach you a
Oh,
lesson.
I was born in the religious discussion.
Oh no, all my notes are gone. Nope, I just started a new note thing. No, sorry. So, like you said, they got kicked out,
Yeah,
but that was
That's
actually
too many wives.
that was conveniently around the time where he was informed about Zion. And he's like, turns out, actually, we weren't even supposed to be here anyway, so let's go to Ohio until we find Zion.
Actually, I just read a prophecy. So we weren't supposed to even fucking be here.
I believe.
I just took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Where? Zion? Zion, Ohio?
What?
Oh,
the
Zion-
Holy Land's in Ohio?
Oh, Zino?
Yeah? So Ohio?
Is Ohio?
Is Ohio?
He also went.
Yeah, he said you're a pussy.
This is the funniest thing. It's so weird that, because every time we talk about Mormons, we are always like, oh yeah, the guys riding around on bikes and they wear the name tag,
the underwear,
and
right?
they live the special underwear, and they live in
No caffeine.
in Utah and shit like that.
Utah,
like,
yeah.
so like,
Where all the jazz is.
they were told to wait in Ohio until they can he can tell you where Zion is, which is New Jerusalem, until he was tarred and feathered and told to leave. Which is funny because
they fucking fucked him up?
Yeah, but again, this was they fucked with him. They basically turned him into a crate. They they shamed him because he was probably a terrible confidence man. And
Tartan feathering's so funny.
but
It's a shame we gave it up.
But they have someone tell him they found Zion, and guess what? It's in Jackson County, Missouri.
Get this. It was in the place we got the best deal.
It's a place with the land available.
No, literally, I remember hearing that part where he was like, can I have 1,600 wives here? And they were like, no.
Yeah.
And then he went there and they're like, yes. And he was like, the prophet spoke.
Yeah, where that guess what? Jackson, Missouri? That's where the original Garden of Eden was.
Guess what? Yeah, it's like,
How convenient.
how convenient.
Such a perfect place, and they rushed there.
Dude, it makes me think of like during COVID, they had these like, I remember me and Steph kept making this joke because we were like, yeah, you trying to move to Arkansas? Because she saw a thing where it's like, move to Arkansas, get 25 grand and a mountain bike. And I'm just, it's just me riding around in Arkansas where there's no mountains.
Yeah.
Just on a bike being like,
sucks.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
But no, it'd just be like, it'd be the same thing where it's like,
How much is it going to be to fix my bike? $27,000.
$24,999. I'm just there. They're like, deal.
You're lucky. I just got that exact amount of money, almost.
Oh, I'm on to you guys. But it does feel like that. They'd move to where was it? Minnesota?
No, Jackson County.
Oh, Missouri. No, they just go to Missouri and then they see Joseph pop back with like a new hat or something.
Yeah.
They're like, where'd you get that hat? It was in the prophecy.
In the prophecy.
Was
you
it?
You checked that out of the funds?
Why do you have more? Why do you have way more treasure than you did yesterday?
It's a prophet.
And then the hat just says like fucking Missouri Realty. He's like, the Lord bestowed upon me a really good deal.
So they rushed to this place in Missouri, believing that the second coming was days away. Like they rushed there, and
that's a constant too of just getting prophecies wrong
multiple times.
Yeah,
like the fact that people are still following. Anybody followed him to Utah is nuts. But they rushed there, believing the second coming Zion was so much that so they were convinced that this was Zion so much so that Smith promised to cut off his own hands if it wasn't.
That rules.
By the way,
that really is indicative.
If any story, I didn't get to keep taking more notes after that. I was driving and stuff like that. But the fact that
wait, what? Did you take all these notes driving?
No, I could not take more notes because I was driving, but I was still listening to the.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that this story at all, like the fact that he gets to Utah with hands, is nuts to me. Because like I think he's just counting.
That's such a great way to put it.
It's like he was such a confidence man that he was like, you could fucking I'll cut my own hands off.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I'll do it. I can do one. I know that, and then the other one, I'll figure it out. But guess what? That's how much I know that Jackson County, Missouri, is where Zion is.
Dude, it makes me wonder how much of like
that was his first try.
It was
terrible.
It makes me wonder how much Joseph Smith was just doing like it sounds structurally the same as like a Ponzi scheme where you need new money to pay off the people you promised money to early. Like it's not working the way it actually is working, but whenever new money comes in, you pay the old people who invested money so it looks like it's working. And it's like it seems like he's functioning in the same way where he's like, if we don't do it, I'll cut my hands off. And then he just like...
And people are like, nobody would ever promise that.
Only a fucking...
crazy person would do that.
What did they call him earlier? We're like lacking intelligence?
Yeah, he's not considered an intelligent or religious man.
Only someone not considered intelligent would do something like that.
I trust him. Yeah, but I mean, now he's essentially that story just kind of repeats itself. Every place they go, every Zion they find, and they're finding is like, get the fuck out of here until they find enough space where.
I gotta be honest, dude. The 3 Zions, they like are the last 3 places I would think Zion would be. Ohio, Missouri, and Utah.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's where Zion is.
Yeah, those are all the Zions. That's like that just seems to be like you said. It's such a funny way. It's like, oh wow, it happens to be the place that had the best price. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
How lucky are we?
It just happens.
We are truly blessed.
It just happens to be at this this place giving me 50% off.
The fact that the only way it could be more Scientology is if there was another Zion in Florida. You know what I mean? Like where they're just like Pinellas County is actually the real Zion. So what they would do
Texas doesn't take out any income tax. So I just realized Zion is in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Oh my God. You guys aren't going to believe this. 2026.
That's why
Zion in Austin.
That's why we all came down here.
Yeah, Zion.
Yeah.
This is Comedy Zion.
This is Comedy Zion.
It is for a confidence man.
It's such a stupid.
I will never call a con man ever again, because honestly, if you want to take the piss out of a fucking con man right away, call them a confidence man.
Yeah.
And if they're a woman, confidence ma'am. Excuse me, confidence ma'am, but
stupid bitch.
You can shuffle really good, but also, did your parents ever love you? And they go, oh no,
I forgot about that.
I forgot about Catch Me If You Can loophole. You hurt me. Hey, why don't you tell me that story about the mice and the cream, you fucking dork?
Was that in the movie Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Christopher Walken loves telling bullshit stories in movies that fucking people eat up.
Isn't that whole movie made up?
No, it's a real. Frank Abagnale is a real person. I don't know if that's his real name or not.
I think it might be. I think they over exaggerated all the shit.
For sure. Yeah, big time. But Tom Hanks actually was not the real FBI agent.
No?
Hanratty.
What?
Hanratty. That was his name. That was a great fucking one-word Tom Hanks impression from one movie. Hanratty. Damn, guys. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Imagine that thing. Imagine I'm showing a badge to somebody going, Hanratty.
I haven't seen a Tom Hanks movie in a while.
Really?
What's the last?
Why am I surprised by that? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah, he hasn't been.
That's a stupid thing to be surprised at. I don't think he's made one since he was exposed as a pedophile, allegedly.
Yeah, ever since.
What's up with all the socks, Tom?
Yeah, ever since QAnon got popular and he moved to Australia for some reason. Nah, QAnon was definitely a CIA op. Or no, FBI op.
Look at this video of him playing with his penis when he's in a dress. What a sicko.
Huh?
You ever seen that on Twitter?
He's playing with his dick?
It was like an outtake from Bosom Buddies.
Oh, okay.
The thing where him and his buddy would dress like a lady. So like it was essentially, I guess I don't know if he knew the camera was rolling. They weren't like in a scene.
Yeah.
But they were just waiting. They were like resetting a scene or something. And he's like lifting up his thing, going like, "Hey, you like that?" Like fucking around with the camera. Like I think if any of us were comfortable in the dress, would do.
Yeah.
Brother,
that's really funny.
I just remember.
You know what? I forgive him for at least 5 kids.
I'm saying like that. Like we were saying, like with a lot of the Cosby stuff, we were saying this off air earlier, and Andy was saying like I give him
Cosby's innocent.
I give him the first 10 or 15 years of it because of the work he was putting out. You're like, and I was like, okay, but he's like, what? Once the show's off the air, I just can't fucking. He's still doing it, and that's fucked up, and I don't like it.
It's crazy. Yeah, you get to do that in your heyday.
Yeah, you get to. Yeah, when you're prime, Dane Cook, Bill Cosby, Andrew Dice Clay. If you guys all were just sexual assaulters, we would all turn our head.
Ratchet it back when you fall off.
When you're going back to theaters, that's when we gotta pump the brakes. You know, Louis didn't learn his lesson. Look what happened.
Wait, what?
Louis was going to buy ABC.
How did Tom Hanks get implemented in the... Was it...
I think it's just an allegation. It's literally just speculation online, but I think there's also like a... If you look into it, look into it.
I feel like he was associated to like Pizzagate or something.
I think so. I don't remember.
You know what I think it was?
I forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You said that thing and it reminded me of a thing, but I'll remember it. I apologize.
No, you know what I think it is with a lot of that Pizzagate stuff. There was this like, there's like this one lady associated with it who was like this weird fucking artist, and
Ghislaine.
then that. What?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
No. She had big fat titties, which is why I know she's innocent. I mean, she's got to be.
That's a hill to die on.
She's got to be the most well-stacked sex trafficker I've ever seen. But
hot take.
No, it's not, dude. People online know Ghislaine can fucking get it. Have you not seen how fucking awesome
I
and
agree
big
with
her
you. I'm
titties
just
are?
yeah, I agree.
All right, separate the art from the artist. God,
right,
you
yeah.
fucking liberal.
What? We are gonna. This is Rumble now. We got to be on Rumble.
Fucking liberal. Anyway, so here's why Tom Hanks shot that guy at the pizza shop. No, I think, and then there was like the Podesta emails. So I think it's something in that mix. I want to say his like name showed up, but also at the same time, like they were trying to get. They're like, Drewski, you were at Diddy parties, and it's like everyone was at Diddy parties.
Yeah.
It was like, who stayed till 1?
Yeah, it's not about. It's not about. Yeah, it's not about the pictures you have there. It's about the videos that exist of you there.
I think we need to make a rule. If you get tricked, if you go to a party, you get fucked up, you thought they were giving you an of-age hooker, and you get tricked, you get a week and then free and clear. You know what I mean?
A week of what?
To just be like, hey, sorry, Mossad tricked me.
Oh, you gotta fess up. Yeah,
you gotta fess up and help out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you ever see those
We'll
things?
believe you're a victim if you literally come back and you go like, oh my God. I'm so sorry.
You gotta understand, she looked really mature.
I'm really sorry.
Sorry. Did you ever see the one, did you see that documentary on, I think it was HBO, where it was about the YouTubers? And it was this lady who was like getting these kids to work like 14-hour days.
Yeah.
And then you find out she's like crawling in bed trying to like fucking make out with these kids and stuff. And there was the one mom who was just like, I just didn't, it was all so crazy. I didn't know what to do. And you're like, you kind of passively enabled some of this shit. Like you were in it for way too long. But because she's being completely honest in the doc, you give her a pass.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how you get the pass. You have to be completely transparent and honest. So that's why if Mossad tricks you, you get a week in my book.
Fess up. You gotta fess up.
You just gotta fess up. But what were you gonna say?
So for some reason it reminded me of I had a really funny idea for a movie. And
it goes like this. Sorry.
But there's a it's the other show. But there's a
month ago.
But I was sitting out back of the creek last night before Noctis, and I was just like sitting there, and I'm like, oh yeah, blah, blah. And I started like writing down the idea, and I go like, and I needed to figure out. I wanted to look up the facts about adrenochrome.
Like, what if there was a war in space?
This was but like not space, but like amongst the stars. Yeah. Amongst the Star Wars. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Amongst the Stars Wars.
And what if I didn't think ahead too much and I had incest? Sorry. You think of adrenochrome?
So like, yeah, I was sitting there and I was like, man, when does adrenochrome stop getting produced in the body? Like when are like, and then I was like, I don't know a lot about it. And then I go, wait. Is adrenochrome real? So I started looking.
I don't know if it's actually real or not.
It gave me like when I looked it up, like most of the like responses were like, according to QAnon, according to this. It's like, oh, so it's like it's not even a. So, but I was hoping that I could at least find the structure of like the lore of adrenochrome, like somewhere, like at least with the people that believe it does exist. What do you believe?
I will say too, I think they tried to pin.
But it's like vampires now. Everything. What? It's like vampires. Everybody's all over.
I think they tried to pin adrenochrome on like QAnon. I go, no, that's been a thing. Forever
with the elites.
Which actually, if you watch, anyway, sorry, I'm just smoking my vape. Really cool. If you watch Dr. Sleep,
yes,
it was the like
that's the same idea where they like get so scared and they like suck their soul out of this. Great movie. There's
a basis to that. Did you ever hear about? There was this like festival in China that the international community was like, you guys got to stop. They're like. This is way too old school.
Isn't it the Terrified Dog Festival?
Well, apparently, like, if they were like, I don't know if it's true or not, but they were of the belief that the meat tastes better when the dogs were scared.
Great.
And you're just like, hey, this is like way too much old school horseshit.
Wake up, Stanley!
You gotta stop doing it. Ooh, it looks delicious.
I didn't actually bite him, guys. Don't worry. I just terrified him.
Stanley turns around. There's like a bun and ketchup on his ass.
He does smell delicious right now.
Oh, well, it smells good.
Yeah. Take it easy, party boy.
But yeah,
Sorry, I'm sorry.
You know what's funny too? You were talking about Mormons earlier, saying like they are nice people, which they are. But I've noticed in my experience, you know the term "uncanny valley." Uncanny Valley.
I was like, damn, that's a great. What does that mean? I like that.
Uncanny value.
We gotta
We gotta open up a business to tell people that it has uncanny value,
brother. That is, we gotta reverse engineer that name because that's a good name. Uncanny Value. Let's do a podcast. Never mind.
It's an album title. Wait, is that an idea? What if I made a podcast about it? The Pat and Andy method.
But we'll switch sides of the table. I'll hold my mic.
It'd be so funny. Like your wife comes up to you, you're like, "Sweetie, I haven't been feeling confident," and then you just slowly are like, just pull the microphone out.
Why do you think that is?
What if you podcasted about it? But they're over the years, the like locked in religious people, there always is a thing where you're like, there's something nice, but you also remind me of like, you remember the weirdness in Get Out that the Help would have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had a vibe like that. They would always have a vibe like that to them. Like I was never afraid of them, but I go, something's missing.
Like you're trying to hypnotize me or something. Like
yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're spreading a message. It seems like you're trying to.
It seems like you're trying to hold it together.
You're
so
trying
I don't
to recruit.
Get weirded out.
Yeah, you're recruit. Yeah, exactly. Well, like that, like you were saying, the structure of it sounds like a thing of like, just hold out until the bottom drops, and then we got to move on to the next, and we just keep growing. We can't if we keep growing, then we can't fail. Yeah, it'll be great. It's like, so it's like also a thing of like, it's a thing where like, yeah, okay, I guess you're not hurting anybody. Like my wife watches, there's like fucking Mormon wife reality shows now where they have like soda parties because they're not allowed to drink caffeine. They're not allowed to just smoke. They're not allowed to do any vices. Those are all pretty strict. But then again, this is another religion that is not exempt from the goddamn loopholes. Andy, are you excited to talk to me about soaking?
Yes.
Do you know what soaking is?
No, show me.
Oh, brother. Soaking is the brilliant loophole because, Andy, I don't know if you know this. It is not biblical to have premarital sex. So what you like to do is you take your penis, you simply insert it into your concubine's vagina, and you just sit there.
And that
you don't move. But there's a cheeky little loophole again, and I forget the terminology for it. If
your friends jump on the bed.
If your friends jump on the bed, you can play a little popcorn, and then you're not doing it. So guess what? Then you gets to come.
You know what? I
think somewhere. You can come somewhere.
You know what always fucks up holy unworldly beings?
What's that?
Is abstract loopholes.
Yeah. Do you think that they're literally like God and Jesus are like like,
I would also
stop it.
You're like, oh,
it feels too good.
Figured it out.
Stop doing that. It feels too good.
My favorite is all the stuff with like Hasidic Jewish people and shit, where they're like, God's like, I'd love to, but they hung up one string around the neighborhood. I can't.
They can leave. They can do whatever they want.
The soaking thing, I gotta hit them. I gotta be honest. It's not even a good loophole.
It's pretty good.
Because
it sounds hot as fuck.
But the only way it would work is if you fell into the pussy. Because if you
you can I think you can consciously make the insert happen.
So you can't have sex, but one pump's good with the Lord?
No, it's not a pump. You're just entering.
How are you getting into the pussy?
You're entering. You're biblically entering.
Yeah.
You're not pumping. You're not pumping. It's not a pump.
How you get in there?
It's more like a mosey.
What, you just kind of like...
You cruise on into the vibe.
Just kind of around the pussy, just like...
Just kind of meander in.
Well, what's this over
you kind of lollygag up on that puss, you know what I'm saying?
I think the only way to properly soak is to have comically... comical porn ways of accidentally fucking. I like,
But that's like, I gotta tell you, Andy, the more strict you get, the hotter it is.
Well, see,
Like they're so restrictive about this shit that they're like, you gotta wear the special underwear that fucking sucks your fucking shit up, and you're not allowed to do anything. And if you want to fucking enter anybody, you can, but you can't do anything except just look them in the eye, and you gotta be by accident. You gotta somehow Dick Van Dyke your way into that.
That's what I'm saying.
Dick
though.
Van Dyke. You know
That's
what
what I was saying though.
You got a Dick Van Dyke down to the Dick down Dyke over there.
Yeah, you got a. Once you hit that dick, you don't got no dyke no more. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, soaking this bitch.
But soaking to me.
Oh, I don't write.
it's
You see how easy that was to do? Sorry, I don't know why I'm just being nasty this episode.
It's just so biblically specific edging. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like this. It's like fucking kind of hot. And then you're like, if you actually have a friend that's willing to come, like that's like a fucking.
Is that why you like boiled hot dogs so much? You're like, look at them so. Look at them fucking so.
Those wieners.
And then you go up to the hot dogs and you're like.
Spaghetti sauce.
You just you grab the pot. You're like, yeah, you fucking bitches. Yeah, you like.
I'll
that.
do it for you.
Yeah,
I'll
and
do
then
it for you, you little whore.
There's one cheese-filled one you cook too
It's
long.
like, Dad, don't soak.
Dad, stop, you little bust. I would consider though. I think it might be fun rejoining a restrictive religion. Just to get a little nasty when we're not supposed to. I think that would be fun.
I remembered what it is. It's when the friend jumps on it. It's called popcorn.
Cool, dude.
You hold your knees up like this, and you just wait for him to pop you.
Wait, what?
You ever do that on a trampoline?
Oh, when you like fall and they jump at the same time?
You play popcorn. You try to stay coiled up, and then your friend jumps, and then if they can get you to react like this, then you popped.
I never did a lot of trampoline. I did a lot of half-inflated air mattress.
Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of that.
Jeez.
Never had your cousin sits on one end, you jump on the other end, you just send him flying.
They could have gone anywhere. I'm just saying, half-inflated air mattress could go. We're in the basement of the youth group.
I'm not gonna. No, it's not. Anyway, can I sing you this Kanye song real quick? And not the good one. Not the catchier one.
Oh man. Not the sing along. So next, I mean, Mormons are. They are such sweet, innocent little dum dums, and I just love them. I think they're good people.
Because we didn't talk much about like the day to day of the Mormons and stuff.
No.
Is it like? Because I remember you were talking about Jehovah's Witness, which I just found out this week. That's what you're talking about. But no, like they had.
That's what I was talking about again this week. What are you talking about?
What? I'm talking about.
God damn it, Andy!
We
did it again.
I thought we were talking about.
I said we didn't do Jehovah's Witnesses right. Let's do it again, and you were supposed to.
All right. You know what? Actually, next month is going to be pedo month.
We're going to do the same episode for
Tom Hanks. Pedo month.
Pedo month. Not Pee Wee Herman.
No, he was.
Just friends with pedophiles.
Was he a gay guy?
Yeah. I think he was a bi guy. Oh, we gotta talk to him. What's going on with you?
Back in the day, it got messy for the gays.
He's a big Pee Wee fan. He doesn't want me to. Okay, all right. He's biting me now.
He heard you say the word of the day. The word of the day was pedophile.
Pedophile.
Well,
we got clips for both shows now. We got the Italian guys from the last one. We got that. That was perfect.
That was the thing that's the thing I was trying to get at too. It's like the Mormons too. Like I feel like the worse you, like the religion's kind of silly and restrictive, but it's not like over. I feel like it's not super oppressive.
Yeah, well, it's got
strict.
The rules, but then again, when the loopholes happen, they're like, oh man, you got us. But as long as you're going out there, you're spreading the word. They're like there's
they
like
just
the more.
Don't seem to like be as controversial as some of the others.
I think they're just better at keeping secrets. I think once they share the story of how their religion was founded with enough people, and enough people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and they're just like,
they're sitting there like, Wait, what's going on?
but we like it.
Why is everyone looking at us weird?
Yeah, so like I think after a while they're just like, all right, we'll just do our own thing. We got our own shit. I didn't get into the extra wives or the other stuff, but obviously there's polygamism.
Actually, there
polygamy.
might
Sorry,
have
polygamism.
Yeah, the extra wife stuff was funny because I was telling Pat like
I was more interested in the history of it, and it really is all of that shit. And it's like
but there was just like so. Because here's the religion always makes me laugh because you don't want to like. There's certain ones or even where you have a situation like Waco where that he was like preaching the word of God, but he wasn't like starting a new religion.
Yeah, I don't think he had his own Bible.
But like with David Koresh, with Joseph Smith, with the Mormons, there is a sense of like figuring it out as it goes.
Yeah, and
it really comes down to just like I'm still doing that. I wonder. It's like what comes first. The wife fucking or the religious stuff?
I think this was literally just him. Like it's like you know how we were talking about with the Jehovah's Witness episode where like the rule changes feels like they're just what are most convenient or what best for the current elders.
Iteration.
You know what I'm saying? Like because it's all just like it ends up being like a council of white dudes just being like or just dudes in general, old dudes just kind of being like. We think you shouldn't be allowed to smoke now, or like beards are cool now. You're allowed to do beards, or you can do this. I think they have to check and adjust each year or each quarter. You know,
they have to like check the temp. That's why like.
But they learn because eventually they learn every religion I'm learning is except for the cults that are popping up every once in a while, every couple of years. There's not as many like super publicly, I don't think, but there's ones that are like. They're the ones that are reserved to dictating when the world's going to end. Nowadays, it's like now we're looking to like old prophets. Oh, the Mayan calendar, the this, that, the blah, 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 the last pope, all this. They're all trying to do a little thing, but they're no longer are they doing the here's the date the world's going to end. They vague it up, and that's when you get into that nice little sweet spot of religion because you go like, Ohio Zion. They're like, nope. And they're like, oh, okay. They love soda here. They call it pop.
Cut my hands off.
Yeah. Damn it. Wait.
Yo.
But if you cut my hands off, I won't be able to point you to the actual Zion. He does this. He goes, could be anywhere. Like, he does this. He goes, oh. You know what? Oh.
Then he's like,
oh. What if it's here? He just points right here. He goes, what if it's right here? What if this is Zion, huh?
Turns out.
What if it's wherever I am? Because if you kill me, then we don't have Zion.
Turns out the journey
Hold on.
We were.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just said, mm-hmm.
What's that? Oh, he said Zion's in your wife's pussy.
Yeah. So give her up.
Give her up. Let me marry her.
Oh, wait. He's like, God said he actually wants Tim's hands.
I love wives. I think it'd be good to take a break and switch over to like some MMA stuff, like you said. But when you were saying cults, I immediately go, at some point we gotta do an episode about Jared Leto's cult.
He has a cult?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? Yeah, he
does he do MMA?
Well, maybe we
could do both. We could do that Fabian guy. He was a weird culture guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Jared Leto, for the longest time, people thought he was just being like a weird hippie, and then there was like shit coming out where it's like, no, it's actually like bad over there. I don't know the specifics.
I don't think I realized that.
I don't know this. Well, yeah, let's look into it to see if it's good for an episode. But I definitely think like Cult Month would be a fun month.
Yeah.
No more heroes, everyone. See you next week.
Agreed.
See you next week. I'm not mad about it. I loved it. You're an artist. Comedy's art.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing next week for MMA? Give them a little tease.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we talked about it a little bit.
Celebrating John McCain's death?
We definitely talked about it. Well, technically, we can start from the roots where MMA
Oh, yeah. You were talking about wrestling and shit.
How we're going to talk about how wrestling begot MMA.
MMA.
And then we'll do MMA month, and then we'll go into cult month, and then we'll go into... I say we go back into movie month.
Want to do another movie month?
Yeah.
I like that. Movie month's easy too.
And then we could do, we just keep doing production talk. Yeah, let's do those.
Wait. So what am I looking up MMA wise?
It's just like how wrestling and started MMA, or how MMA was originally wrestling.
Okay.
It's called catch wrestling.
Oh yeah.
So catch wrestling to MMA,
Okay, cool.
and then also John McCain.
And John McCain. And then I think we're gonna watch When Harry Met Sally.
And then also movie month. We're gonna do movie month.
Ooh, you know what would be good?
What?
Movie month. Golden age of comedies. Because I heard Joe Rogan was talking to Jim Norton, and he mentioned Me, Myself, and Irene. That's apparently like one of the best movies ever.
You think that's on there?
What?
You think that's in the group
Of what?
of greatest or the golden age of comedy?
That's what they were saying.
All right.
And I was...
Damn, you guys have the next 3 months of content just planned out for you live in front of your balls.
Oh, are we still podcasting?
No.